This is the team of Island Air. Every day, they risk everything. The Kodiak Peaks and wicked seas make the island the world's most treacherous place to fly. These are the tales of Alaska's ultimate bush pilots.
Bear with a bow. There you go. Pretty awesome.
Island Air flies thousands of people around the island of Kodiak every year.
You got hip boots, and you're definitely going to want those on.
I'll be back in 40 minutes.
Have a good flight. Thank you.
Who's the next victim?
The team works together like a well-oiled machine.
What are we doing?
Mail groceries.
Living the dream.
Hey, Emily, get on the radio.
We're windy here, and the pilot's thinking that we should reschedule for tomorrow.
I mean, if we do get those 100-mile-an-hour, not if, when we get them,
Right.
we're going to want to ratchet this thing to the dock.
I think that's what makes it work at our company. You know, we've got a mix of experience. It's a good balance. It works. It makes it fun too.
Check on the weather. I ain't going. I can't take it anymore.
It's all you, Bob.
We have the new guys that are coming in all the time. They've got lots of energy. They help get us old guys off the couch. You know, they are the future. They're the next wave. You know, they definitely have the youth and the stamina to grind it out, and it's long days. So how many are we going to need?
Two pilots.
Every potential new pilot is intensely scrutinized.
We like to see somebody who's actively, you know, flight instructing. You learn a lot from flight instructing. Trying to teach something, it definitely is a little different than just doing it yourself. So we like to see a 4-year degree and desire to be in Alaska. It's kind of like Africa, you know, people who come here are people who want to fly in Alaska.
This grueling career choice isn't a good fit for everyone.
You know, we don't try to sugarcoat it. We tell them that, you know, you work hard, long days. When you get done at the end of the day, you pretty much eat, go to bed, and wake up the next day and do it all over again.
Because Bob invests an incredible amount of time training up a new pilot, he wants to make sure it's the right pilot.
So this is the main guy I've been talking to, one of the most interesting. Jeremy's his name. He's flight instructing, living in California. He's got a 4-year degree.
Now what about
His ATP.
the guy David was...
David's friend was living down in California also, but he hasn't flown for a year.
You know, he should go get a little flight time just to get your hands back on the stick. And,
You know, he's got a wife and kids too, so, you know, a little tougher moving all the way to Kodiak. So I'd say we pursue this Jeremy guy mostly. You know, if Jeremy doesn't work out, then give Aaron a call and see what he's got going on.
Being a bush pilot in Alaska is considered the pinnacle of success for many aviators.
It's a good way of life up here. It's not easy. There's a certain mystique and challenge of this. You do a lot of living flying in the bush in Alaska.
One of Island Air's newer hires is pilot Ben Haug.
I was used to flying in Santa Barbara where it was sunny every day. Came up here to Kodiak, and it was about as opposite as you can get.
It's pretty hard when your plane's bouncing around and you've got 2-foot breakers on the beach. You know, you're going to find a whole new, you know, set of issues you're going to have to deal with that you didn't have to deal with on those wheel planes.
Ben has spent hours flying beside other Island Air pilots. Today, he's ready to get behind the stick with Peter.
Training with Peter is going to be great. He's smooth, he's calm. He has a great way to teach you without getting you all worked up.
It all starts on the dock. You know, this is where you're going to be the hero on the dock, looking like a badass.
I got this.
Ben's going to do great in the floats. He's got a good head on his shoulders. We're going to start pumping floats.
But you mean we don't have dock boys?
We do a lot of our own work, Ben.
I think you stuck a hose in the hole just so you can watch me work out here.
Yeah. Look here. See the back of your float there?
Oh, yeah.
So it's all that kelp. So if I were you, I'd crawl over there and kick that off, it'll make your life a lot easier.
Gotcha. You planted that for me, didn't you?
Oh, you know, we got to throw something in here.
That'll work.
Being able to teach this to Ben, you know, it's a lot of fun. We're good buddies, and I can harass him a little bit more than a normal student. So jump in that front door there, Ben. Give her a whirl. Today's nice and easy for him. You know, his first day, and Bob kind of threw me under the bus the first time I got to do this.
It's kind of like that teenager that just learned to drift mom's car.
So we go out and we put the shock collar on you now and then and light you up. You know, do they always listen? Nope. So we light them up again.
It might take a while, but once he cuts you loose, you got to know that he knows you're ready for it. The thing about the basin is this is an uncontrolled spot. There's nobody directing traffic here, so we're always looking both ways as we cross the street, basically, when we're pulling out into the water. So you got to keep your head on a swivel.
Turn it right in.
Swinging it around. We'll see if he... It's a good first day in the Beaver. You know, didn't say anything I needed to really whoop you about. You know, it's the first day, so I can't be too hard on you, but...
Yeah, it's fun. Looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
New challenge.
Yeah, new challenge.
Flying a beaver in Kodiak is about as good as it gets. This is definitely my dream job.
By next season, Ben will be ready to fly float passengers all around Kodiak. Right now, the responsibility is on the other pilots. A heavy burden, but one they consider an honor.
To come to Alaska to do a trip like this, people stay for years. And so it's exciting that we get to take them out.
Today, one of Island Air's many trips is dropping hunters off at an unusual lodge. A 46-foot boat they'll call base camp for the next week.
It's a trip we've been looking forward to for 3 years. We planned this 3 years ago.
The trip of a lifetime for this close-knit group, but the experience is bittersweet.
Last year, November 6th, I lost a really dear friend of mine, hunting buddy, in a plane crash. And so he's going with us on this trip in spirit.
The boys are headed to Salua Bay, about 77 miles southwest of Island Air.
We are trying to get things moved quickly today so that we can hopefully get everything done before the weather starts coming in. You guys heard about the storm that's in the Aleutian chain at this point?
Really big.
Yes,
yeah.
big storm.
Big storm. Big seas out there.
Pretty possibly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big seas mean big winds. The flight will not be an easy one. It's been a busy day at Island Air.
Time to rock and roll.
Good job, Bob. Thanks. You betcha.
They haven't quite decided where they're going yet, Hidden Lake or Molina.
We have a few trips going. One of them is we're going to a boat. We're going to be taking 6 guys out. They're going to go hunting from a boat and travel around the south end of the island.
The group is headed to Salua Bay, about 77 miles southwest of Island Air.
You guys heard about the storm that's in the Aleutian chain at this point?
Really big. Big seas. We're gonna have big wind, big seas out there.
Pretty possibly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's all our first time on a float plane.
None of you have been on a float plane before. You guys are in for a treat. It's my favorite way to fly.
Flying people that have never been flying in a float plane before is always pretty exciting because they either really, really like it or really, really hate it.
Let's get you guys loaded up and get you on down to the boat.
We're ready. Let's go.
Have it.
The group of 6 will split up into 2 float planes. Peter will take half and pilot Keller Wadham the other half.
We've been having a lot of easterly wind. It's just been really nasty.
Oh, man. This is nuts. Come on in. Get comfortable. Okay, suck it in.
Kodiak Tower, Beaver 9-1 on the base in southbound, got November, and 671.
Beaver 9-1 Alpha Kilo, Kodiak Tower, transition approved.
I can't believe that we're flying out on a float plane to a boat. This is a crazy plane.
Woohoo! Taking off in a small airplane. Wow. Man, that's awesome.
Hey, Devin, watch out. Your door does come open.
Oh. I got him. No, I was okay. I was hanging on to Steven. Yeah. That thing. Oh, it's awesome. You see those goats? We were awesome. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. Yep, those are buffalo. Hey, Peter, you're our new binoculars.
All right.
That was awesome, yeah. My neck is going to be sore from just being on a swivel. I don't know where to look.
Unfortunately, their sunny outlook might soon turn dark. The predicted storm is now a reality.
The boat drop-off, we are headed down here to Salua Bay, and the storm that's coming in is coming in from down here. So, I mean, it's not far off from us, and it's hard to know when it's going to hit.
With this pressure system coming through, there's really no telling what we're going to get in between here and there.
Hey, how was it going through Eagle Harbor there?
Oh, that's good. I went through at about 1800.
I gotcha. So we might get a few bumps in here. Do you guys have your seatbelts nice and tight?
Oh, yeah.
One of the biggest challenges Kodiak pilots face is fast-changing weather conditions.
Dude, you guys, it's freaking out, man. We tried going through Eagle Harbor there, and it's completely closed in. He went through at 1,800 feet, so it was wide open. We just tried going down, it was closed all the way to the ground. So it changes pretty fast. And just heavy rain everywhere today. Look how high the tide is, man. Up top. Yeah. Oh, wow. You can see the waves on the beach. They don't look like much from up here, but it's a pretty big swell for a plane.
There's a little bit of rain.
Yeah, a little rain shower.
Is this supposed to blow? 40 still?
That's what they were calling with that load.
Yeah, this is way more than I expected. Oh, I know.
Hey, Keller, yep.
So what's the
Hey,
plan?
Devin, I think we can...
Hey, guys, be quiet.
Peter can't reach Keller by radio. Keller's plane is banking hard to the right, and Peter doesn't know why.
Oh my God!
While Peter and Keller are dropping off a large group of hunters,
Looks like a little rain ahead, huh?
a storm has made landfall on Kodiak, dramatically reducing visibility.
We tried going through Eagle Harbor there, and it's completely closed in.
Hey, Keller, yep.
Hey, Devin, I think we can...
Hey, guys, be quiet.
Huh?
Hey, Keller, you got me?
Peter has lost radio contact with Keller, and his plane is banking hard. Without communication, Peter doesn't know if this is Keller's flight plan or if his fellow pilot is in trouble.
Oh my God!
Hey, Keller, you got me?
Yeah, they're playing. Oh my God!
Roger.
Oh, there they are! Woo-hoo! Yeah! Yeah!
Keller banked hard because he spotted the boat below and didn't want to overshoot it.
I'm gonna go back the other one, Peter.
Roger.
As soon as the wind comes the other way, it'll lie down waves like fast.
Coming down.
There's the boat.
All right.
Woo-hoo! We're here! That's actually a fairly good-sized boat.
Oh, my.
All these years, and we finally here.
Yep.
About ready to touch down. This is a giant toy, isn't it, for you?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
That was awesome. Well played. Well played.
We can swim that far, probably.
Nice. I thought the hunt was going to be the big deal, but the plane ride was fantastic. It felt like we could reach out and touch the mountains as we were flying by them. It was incredible.
Happy hunting, guys.
Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, Pete, for the great flight. Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks again.
Cheers, guys.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great ride.
Get something on the ground that we can take some more pictures.
All right, oh yeah, guaranteed.
Right on.
technology has made bush pilots infinitely safer.
We have GPSs now, we know where we're at. Imagine if you didn't have this. We're flying through this valley, if all of a sudden it closed up on us, the only chance you'd have back then would be to hold your heading and just hope that you made it out without hitting anything.
Many of Kodiak's older pilots could have benefited from this new technology. Dave Oberg, Bob's friend and fellow pilot, has been flying around Alaska for nearly 40 years.
I was hired to work for Island Air Service down in Kodiak, and Bob had gotten there a couple months before I did. So we were both a couple of young pilots, you know, trying to break into the Alaska flying world.
Not an easy training ground for a new pilot.
Kodiak is a tough place to fly because of you know, challenging terrain, and even more so is the challenging weather conditions. Within a period of 15 minutes, you can go from sunshine to nearly 0 in fog.
A quickly changing weather pattern was to blame for one of the worst days in Dave's life.
July 13th, 1989, I was going on down to a fish camp near Mosier Bay to pick up some folks and bring them back into Kodiak. And on the way back, as I was going along Cheratine Mountain, as soon as I got to the top of the pass, I was in the clouds. Now I don't know how low I'm getting. To me, the thing that's most frightening is when I can't see where I'm going. But within a minute or two, I saw a patch of grass off to my left. And I realized then that I was closer to the mountain than I thought I was. I was scared to death. So I just cut the power, started pumping flaps. I'm gonna cut my losses here and make sure that touchdown under control. You know, this should be survivable. And so that's what I did. I set it down on the side of the mountain. And we slid along for just 40 or 50 feet. And then the plane slid sideways down the mountain. And then we hit a gully. Both the front seats ripped out of the floor. Of course, I was knocked unconscious. When I came to, about that time, the male passenger said, "Dave, it's on fire."
Kodiak, Alaska, braves some of the world's worst weather.
Yeah, when the weather comes in here, it's real fast. And it's over a very, very short distance. Mother Nature's a force to be reckoned with.
Pilot Dave Oberg has first-hand knowledge of Kodiak's deadly storms. In 1989, he was piloting a bush plane that crashed into the side of a mountain.
I reached down between my legs, grabbed the fire extinguisher, handed it to him, and he put the fire out. So I had 3 adults and 1 2-year-old little guy in the back seats who received just bumps and bruises. I broke both ankles, had my head split open. I knew that 10 minutes getting help might be the difference in surviving or not surviving. They managed to lift us off the mountain that evening. I had a few days to lay there in the hospital thinking about what had happened and time to analyze it, and I understood where what mistakes I'd made. When the accident happened, I had about 7,000 hours of flying on Kodiak. I was pretty experienced. When you start getting too comfortable with where you are in aviation, then you start getting these little voice in your head saying, think about what you're doing. What could go wrong here? And so it's made me a more careful pilot. I don't fly in weather now that I flew in Kodiak. I won't do it.
Now, there's been accidents obviously all over Alaska. I am a firm believer in disseminating that knowledge, and I don't hold back my mistakes. I still, to this day, I'll call guys in, we'll talk about it. Hey, this is what I did today, and this is why it wasn't a good thing to do.
Bob Stanford's mission in life is to teach new pilots how to navigate Kodiak's challenges.
Young pilots not having a lot of experience flying the Alaskan bush, every area has its own unique attributes. And there's one pass, Acker Pass, that I flew down one day, and I had sunshine behind me, just like you see here, beautiful. And I flew down the pass, just like we're going through right here, down to the water. Unloaded, the hunters came right back, and the squall was coming straight at me. And if you don't have your heading or a moving map GPS like we have here, you can just end up running right into the side of the hill.
Technology has made flying this terrifying landscape slightly less dangerous.
What's improved in my tenure, 40 years of doing this, is now we have a moving map GPS. And so now the pilots, he can sit and instantly see where they're going. Whoever invented the GPS system, in my book, he gets the Nobel Prize. He has saved a lot of lives.
Even with modern advances, Bob believes nothing beats good old-fashioned training.
We have to make sure we're the standard, you know, and that's important. I mean, I can't tell you countless guys that have said, I thought I knew how to fly, you know, and then you start throwing in really short strips where you have to hit the first 10% of the runway, high gusty wind shear situations. I mean, it's amazing, actually. Honestly, I think all the pilots that have come through here, when I'm trying to teach them, they're teaching me at the same time.